Good evening, all the joinees. Hi, this is Ansu. I welcome you all to the webinar conducted by Engine Markets. By the time the others join in, let's have a look at today's webinar topic. So, today, our major topic is to understand mutual funds holding analysis. So, for the first thing, we will be making use of the holding analysis tab that is available in the funds section. Within that, we have four subtabs which can help you understand how has the portfolio of multiple funds changed over different time periods. We will be showing these changes on a sectoral level and also on a stock level. How has the changes happened for each fund on a month-on-month basis? Following that, we will be taking you through a single fund analysis wherein the asset allocation page can help you understand how has the portfolio of an individual fund changed over a period of 12 months. Where is the largest increase or decrease or any new positions that have been added? Following that would be highlighting the daily NAV report that you can generate from the system. Following that, lastly, the quorum would be open for a Q&A session. You could anytime unmute yourself or type down your topic related questions in the chat box. So let us begin. So this is our landing page on Engine Markets, which is the Markets tab. Now, for our topic related webinar, we will be moving towards this fifth tab after Engine Pro called as the Funds tab. Now, in the Funds section, on top, you get to see this fifth tab called as Holding Analysis. You simply click onto it and you come across the first section within Holding Analysis, which is called as Sector Changes. So, as the name suggests, it lets you know how is the holding of multiple funds changing across various sectors. Now, starting with this Sector Changes tab, the first thing that you can come across is this option called as Check Funds with Asset Class. That is, by default, we've given you these four asset class that way. This is nothing but the replica of the screener. If you click onto this filter categories, these asset class that you see come up into this holding analysis option wherein you can select fund based on a specific asset class. Equity gets selected by default. You could anytime change the same. Following that, the first thing that you can see right here is mentioned as sectors. So we give you list of sectors into which specifically equity MFs are making investments. Just below that, the blue row column is mentioning the total number of funds that is under consideration. Now, right here, we are showing you the data for the previous 12 months. The latest data would anytime be available at the right hand side. So you can see the latest data is for 31st Jan 2026. Now, the number of fund under consideration as any time mutual funds are being introduced or increased into the market, we are saying that in comparison to December 2025, the total number of equity funds, which was at 1040, have increased in the month of Jan 2026 to an extent of 1046. Following that, next to each of these sectors, you could see certain percentages that have been highlighted or rather mentioned. For example, if I try to read it for 31st Jan 2026 for the second sector, which is IT software, and I try to understand its data for the latest month, it is mentioned as 11.84. So it says that out of all the equity funds, the average AUM of all the equity funds have invested 11.84% into IT software as a sector. You also have the option to view which all funds have invested and to what extent. All you need to do is click onto that respective tile and it can give you the list. So it says that out of all the equity funds, which is 1046, there are 767 funds that have invested into IT software as a sector as on Jan 2026. And these are the details, their corresponding percent and the corresponding amount. Anytime you can download this dataset into an Excel as well. Now, this was on an overall asset class that we were trying to understand how the change has happened. If, let's say, you wish to view it on a specific SEBI categorization, we also provide the same. For example, the option is mentioned right here, check funds with SEBI category. You click onto this gray section and all the categories that come under the asset class of equity will now come up. All you need to do is click on that respective SEBI category that you're talking about. Now, if you see the total number of funds under consideration, from a total universe of 1046 funds, we have now come down to just 32 funds, which are representing the mid cap funds. Now, right here, if let's say I talk about this healthcare as a sector, which is 3.49. So it says that 3.49% of the average AUM of the mid cap funds hold into healthcare as a sector. And again, clicking onto the tile, you can see that out of 32, there are 29 mid cap funds that hold into healthcare as a sector as on Jan 2026. And these are the respective details. Now, for this period of 12 months, you might also see color changes, which is green and pink. Two colors is what you can view right here. So, green says, in consideration to the previous month, there has been an increase in terms of allocation. And pink says, in consideration to the previous month, there has been a reduction in terms of allocation. For example, again, if we focus on healthcare as a sector, post June 2025, you could see mid cap funds have kept on reducing their allocation into this sector. In short, you could see that they are kind of bearish towards this sector, they are reducing their allocation. While if we look at banks as a sector, post May 2025, they have in fact kept on increasing their allocation into banks as a sector. Now, this is what we had looked upon a specific SEBI category, and we were looking upon a sectoral level. Now, let's say you wish to know that in FlexiCap as a category, which all are the funds that hold into any or any kind of foreign equity, foreign stocks. So again, what you can do is simply clear this search box. Let's say I select FlexiCap as a category, and post that we have an option called as filter holding types. Under this, equity is something that will be by default selected. You untick that and select foreign equity. So our objective or our query was to look at list of those funds, specifically FlexiCap funds that hold into foreign stocks or foreign equity. And this is how you get the list of the same. Again, you can click onto the tile and it can give you a description that these are the two FlexiCap funds that hold into a specific foreign equity. Post that, we also have the next tab called as stock changes. So stock changes lets us know in a similar way how is the holding of MFs changing into different stocks on a month on month basis. So the first filter is any time on an asset class level. By default, equity would be selected. You can anytime change the filter available right here in terms of asset class. Following that, towards the extreme left, you could see the name of the stocks. Now, the stocks have anytime been shown on the basis of market cap. So, these stocks that you see towards the extreme left could be sorted on the basis of large cap, mid cap, or small cap. You could select them accordingly. By default, it would be at large cap. Now, here as well, we would be showing you the movement or the trend for a period of 12 months in history. The latest data would anytime be available at the right hand side, that is 31st Jan 2026. I would also like you to know that our update cycle for these holdings run from 8th to 13th of the month. That is to say that by 14th, the holding data for all these schemes will be updated as of latest. Now, here as well, I'll quickly run you through how do you read these data or these statistics. For example, let's say I select this stock of State Bank of India and I try to understand the holding of funds into this respective stock for the month of Jan 2026. So it says 4.78%. That is 4.78% of the average AUM of all the equity funds hold into State Bank of India as a stock. In a similar way, if you want to have a detail onto this holding, you could click onto that respective tile. So it says that a total of 488 funds, equity funds specifically, hold into State Bank of India as a stock as on Jan 2026. And these are their details. So you could see not just the percent and the corresponding amount, but also the corresponding shares as well could be seen. And this data again could anytime be downloaded into an Excel file as well. So this is how your Excel file can come across. The same details, the list of funds, the percent, corresponding amounts, and the corresponding shares. In similar way, the color coordination remains the same. Green says a month-on-month increase and pink says a month-on-month reduction. Now, this changes if you also wish to view this fund count that we just saw right here. If you wish to view this onto the screen itself, you can use this option called as show fund counts. Just activate this cell and you can also view the total number of funds that is under consideration in previous month in comparison to the previous month. Now, this statistics that you're looking across is currently on the basis of average holding, that is on a percentage level. You can view it also in terms of changes in values, which we are showing anytime in terms of crores. So the figures that you see is anytime in terms of crores. And not just that, but also in terms of shares in lakhs. In consideration to the previous month, has the shares held increased or reduced? And these shares we show in terms of lakhs. So value will anytime be in terms of rupees, that is crores, and shares will be in terms of lakhs that way. And as I mentioned, the color coordination remains the same. Green says a month on month increase and pink says a month on month reduction. Following that, we have this equity holdings tab. So this is more like a quick search bar option, wherein let's say you wish to know which all are the MF that hold into maybe let's say Swiggy as a stock. All you need to do is search for that respective stock. Let's say I've searched Swiggy and it gives you a list. So it says that a total of 16,000 crore has been invested into Swiggy by a total of 254 funds. And these are the details for the same. Now, next to the name of the fund, there are 6 columns that you can come across. The first column is mentioned as holding percentage. For example, let's say I talk about maybe this Invesco Midcap Fund. In Invesco Midcap Fund, Swiggy is held to an extent of 4.6%. Following that, the second column is mentioned as fund AUM, which says Invesco Midcap Fund has a total AUM of approx 10,000 crore. And the third column is holdings in crore. Now, out of this 10,000 crore, 462 crore is invested into Swiggy as a stock, which is nothing but 4.6% of this 10,000 crore, which is the fund AUM. Following that, 3 more columns is what you come across: 1 month, 6 month, and 1 year. Now, these are the returns that are respective to the funds. That is, Invesco Midcap's 1 month return happens to be 4.19%. Similarly, let's say this Invesco small cap fund's 6-month return happens to be negative 0.34 percentage. Now, currently in this list, we are looking upon a list of all the funds that hold into Swiggy as a stock, be it active or be it passive. Let's say you just want to focus upon the active funds that hold into a specific stock. All you need to do is click or activate this checkbox called as ignore ETFs and index funds. Once you do that, you get a total list of all the active funds that are now holding into Swiggy as a stock. So it says that 189 active funds hold into Swiggy as a stock. And this can anytime be downloaded into Excel. Following that, in a similar way, we have debt holdings, which can let you know which are the funds that hold onto a specific debt security. You have two ways of searching a debt security. Either you input the company name, if not, you can also input the ISIN of these debt securities and just simply paste the same right here. For example, let's say I try the debt papers of JSW Energy. I select that, and these are the details for the same that comes up. So it says that two funds hold into JSW Energy as a debt security, and these are the details for the same. And again, similar will be the data that we just had a look upon in the equity holdings: the name of the schemes, their credit ratings, the holding of that respective debt security into the fund, and how much amount is in total input into that respective fund. And you get to see the returns for the fund that is mentioned right here. Following that, now I will be taking you to a single fund analysis. Currently, what we had a look upon was on a sectoral level and on a stock level. Now we will be having a look upon a single fund analysis. How is the portfolio of a fund is changing, which you can analyze in depth or in detail. So let's say I search for a fund from this search bar, which is, let's say, a Nippon large cap fund. So this is a single fund analysis that you can come across. Right. So when you load a fund, the first tab by default will be the fund performance tab, which will show you a comparison of the fund against that of the benchmark. Following that, we have the asset allocation page. Within asset allocation, there are further sub tabs, starting with the overview tab. So the overview tab can let you know the broader equity, debt, or underlying cash or foreign equity component for every fund. Following that, just right next to it, you can view the breakdown of this fund's latest portfolio. So we will be showing you firstly which is the stock that is held into this fund. It comes under what market capitalization, and it is held to what extent of the AUM. This is anytime the latest data, as I mentioned, for Jan 2026 is what you're viewing this data for. Following that, we have this tab called as position changes by month, which says in consideration to the previous month, how has the portfolio of this fund changed? So right here, we are showing you a largest increase in consideration to the previous month, the largest reduction, any new positions that have been added, and positions that have been removed. For example, into this fund, Nippon Large Cap, the largest increase came in the form of ICICI Bank to an extent of 0.55%, and the largest reduction came through Reliance Industries to an extent of 0.59%, which is in consideration to the month of December 2025. Following that, two new equity positions have been added, which is Kotak Mahindra Bank and DLF. And following, there are four positions, equity positions, that have been removed from the funds portfolio. Now, this comparison we are viewing for the month of Jan 2026 when we compare it to December 2025. You can also view this for a period of 12 months in history. For example, if I select it at October 2025, it says, in consideration to the month of September, how has this funds portfolio changed? So, as I mentioned, all you need to do is click onto the drop down and select the month. So, it will say that in consideration to the previous month of what you have selected, how has this funds portfolio changed? Following that, we have the tab called as position over time, which says for a period of 12 months in history, you can simply use this small scroller and move towards the right. So it says for the period of 12 months, how has this funds portfolio changed? So right here, we will be firstly showing you the components that form a part of the portfolio. That specific component falls under which sector. And following that, we will be showing you the latest holding details. So right here again, we have color coordinations. Green says a increase than the previous month and red says a reduction in consideration to the previous month. So currently, if we focus on HDFC Bank as a stock, we could see that in consideration to the month of December 2025, the fund had a position to an extent of 8.8% of HDFC Bank in its portfolio, which was in turn increased in the month of Jan 2026, which came up to 9.19%. Now, this is an increase that we are viewing on a percentage level. If you wish to know how has this increase happened, has this happened because the price of that respective stock fluctuated or because new shares have been brought in? All you need to do is click onto this drop down and select this option called as shares in lakhs. So right here, you get a view that if the shares in lakhs, shares have been purchased or the shares have been sold out, which is causing an impact in the overall percentage change of this respective component in the fund's portfolio. So right here, we could see in the month of December 2025, the number of shares for HDFC Bank was to an extent of 453. However, which increased in the month of Jan 2026. It came up to a level of 496 lakh shares. Hence, we say the percent change that we just had a look upon right here was because the number of shares have been purchased or have been increased. Now, if I again go back to shares in lakhs, for example, if I try to look upon this respective stock called as NTPC, right here. If you see for NTPC, for the previous 2 months, which is Jan 2026 and December 2025, the number of shares are the same. There's no fluctuation in the number of shares. Now, if we try to look upon the percentage change, right here, if you see NTPC, the percentage allocation for this respective stock has increased, not because the shares have been increased or changed, but this could be majorly because the price of this respective stock might have changed. So you can also verify the same just by clicking onto that respective stock. This is a stock level analysis that you can come across onto the system just by clicking onto the name of that respective stock. So right here, let's say I remove the benchmark and I try to focus on this recent time period. Right. So here you see the price of the stock as on December 2025, 31st December 2025 was to an extent of 329 rupees. And if I try to locate it for Jan 30, it is at 355. Hence, you see the fluctuation is majorly due to the change in the price of that respective stock. Hence, the number of shares remain the same that way. Following that, this change that you viewed on a percentage or on basis of shares, you're viewing it on a security level under each component. You can also view it on a sectoral level as well. There's a toggle option called as by security and by sector. You can select by sector, and it now says on a sectoral level, how has the portfolio of this fund changed on a month on month basis. And again, this data could anytime come up into Excel that way. Following that, we have the concentration tab, which is now letting you know the equity market cap exposure of this fund. That is, it will show you the classification in terms of the large cap, mid cap, and small cap component in the portfolio of this respective fund. Where is the major exposure coming from? Since this being a large cap fund, 82% is allocated to the large cap stocks to the portfolio. Following that, we have the equity sectors tab, which will firstly tell you all the sectors and to what extent each sector has exposure towards the portfolio. And specifically for the top 10 sectors, we show you the drill down, which says that from which underlying stock is the exposure coming from in that respective sector. So, right here, we could see to an extent of 25%, the exposure is coming from banks as a sector, majorly from HDFC and ICICI Bank, followed by Axis Bank. So, these are the major three stocks that have exposure towards this fund. Now, this was the analysis or the holdings that we viewed on a single fund level. In addition to that, we'll also highlight that in the compare section as well, you have the option to view this data. Now, to view this data in the compare section, I will be loading a list of mine. Let's say that I had saved. For example, I click onto this my list. I sort it on the basis of date I had created and click on the list that I had saved. In order to view the holding data once it is loaded, you can scroll towards the right hand side and come across these blue color coded columns. So right here, you can see the blue color coded columns are specifically highlighted or mentioned as the holding specific columns. So firstly, we will be showing you the equity and debt split of every fund. In any case, a fund, let's say, is an arbitrage fund, or let's say the fund has any kind of short position, this column data will be highlighted and we will be showing you the net equity for the same. Following that, you can also see the total number of holdings that each fund has in its portfolio. Following that, you can also come across the large, mid, and small cap split of the total portfolio, which is nothing but a split of this net equity that you see in terms of large, mid, and small cap of this respective fund. Following that, there's one more section in the funds tab, which is the screener, which can also provide you the same data for again a period of 12 months in history. Let's say I select a category, maybe let's say flexi cap schemes. Following that, I will scroll the table towards the right. And right here, the same details, the same columns is what you can view right here. The equity, net equity position, debt, large cap, mid cap, and small cap. This is anytime the latest holding data that you're having a look upon. Let's say if you wish to view it for maybe the month of December or maybe the month of October, all you need to do is click on this option called as data as of. And right here, you can select the month that you're focusing on and click on apply as an option. So right now it is letting you know as of October 2025, what was the portfolio of each of these FlexiCap funds that way. All these columns will now be respective for the month end that you have selected in this date as of option. And finally, in the compare section, finally, in the fund section, what we are left with is this reports tab. So we call these as daily NAV reports that you can anytime download from the system. You could download both regular as well as direct NAV reports. By around 11:15, you can anytime come onto the system and download the same. So this will be your first page, the index page, which is nothing but the asset class and the SEBI classification within itself. All you need to do is click on the SEBI category that you're looking upon, and you come across the details of that category that way. Firstly, onto this graphical chart, you can see the AUM of each of these fund. Largest AUM under large and mid cap is with Mirai Asset Large and Mid Cap Fund. Following that, if you scroll further, you can see the list or the name of every fund under that respective category and basic details related to these schemes, their NAV, TER, and their returns. Annualized as well as absolute returns is what we are showing. For a period which is less than a year, we will be considering or showing you absolute returns, and period for more than a year, these will anytime be annualized. Further, if you scroll towards the right, you can also view the latest large, mid, and small cap split of every fund. And if it happens to be a debt fund that you're looking upon, the remaining three columns, which is YTM, duration, and average maturity, will also get highlighted. So that is it for the topic related webinar. If anyone has any question, you can either unmute yourself or type down your questions in the chat box. If the question is anything which is not related to today's topic, you could drop your contact number in the chat box and our team can reach out to you for the same. All right, so there's a question in the chat box if we could brief the initial 10-15 minutes that we had covered. So I'll quickly let you know that in the initial stages of the webinar, we just talked about this holding analysis, wherein sector changes lets you know how is the holding of MFs changing into different sectors on a month-on-month basis. So you can select it on an asset class level. Even you can also shortlist the SEBI category that you're looking upon, and it tells you the trend of investments of mutual funds into different sectors on a month on month basis, which we show for a period of 12 months in history. Following that, stock changes again lets you know how is the holding of funds changing into each stocks. You can categorize the stocks that you see towards the left basis its market cap, large, mid, and small. And this as well shows you the trend. Green suggests month on month increase, and pink suggests month on month reduction. And equity holding is more like a quick search bar option, which gives you a list of the funds that hold onto a respective stock. All you need to do is search for the name of the stock into this search box, and you get a list of the funds holding into the same. And similarly, debt holdings helps you to understand how is the holding of funds changing into different debt securities that way. There's one more question in the chat box. The stock changing and sector changing are part of Engine Pro. So these will be available in the premium as well as in the pro version of the platform. Any more questions? Please let us know. So there's a question in the chat box. There are many other tabs towards the left, which is the clients and portfolio. So these tabs specifically help you with portfolio level analysis. So what we were viewing currently, the funds and the compare section help you with fund level analysis. The clients and portfolio section help you with detailed portfolio level analysis. If you can drop your contact in the chat box, our team can definitely connect with you to show the features of the client section. Since it is not associated with today's topic, you can drop your contact number in the chat box and we can reach out to you for displaying the same. Any more questions? Please let us know. So if there are no further questions, we would close for today. You could anytime visit our YouTube page. We have a dedicated playlist for all the webinars that have been conducted up until now. Today's webinar will also be uploaded by next week. We have a total of 184 webinars. We have created folders for Hindi as well as English webinars. Thank you all for joining in. Hope to see you again next week with a new topic. Thank you.